Welcome back to Camp Out West, and a special thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. We can't believe it's been 3 years since we sold our home and everything we own to buy this abandoned caravan park. And in today's episode we're celebrating just how far we've come, reflecting on the highs and lows and the real reality of this project that people don't always show. So thanks for being a part of this journey over the last 3 years, and if you don't already, make sure you subscribe to follow along. So even though we've been on the land for 3 years now, I'd say the biggest transformation has really happened in the last 6 months. From our cabin build to our sauna area, glamping tent and our office, which have all come this year.
Yeah, I think because we're always jumping from job to job, and also we're going off to earn money to sort of afford what we're doing, I don't think we actually take any time to sort of stop and acknowledge the whole project and what we've been doing up until now.
Yeah, so we thought today was a really nice milestone to kind of talk through all the highs and lows, our plans, and answer some of your most recent questions.
So to start on a bit of a positive, so the other day somebody asked us what are we most proud of. So kind of looking at the land, I think the most proud thing we are really, like we've looked back at some of our earlier videos and sort of reminded ourselves of what state this land was when we arrived. So it was a right mess, and just to see kind of where the land is now 3 years later, we're really proud of what we've achieved there.
Yeah, I think we get surprised every day we wake up and just how different it is. It's like such a nicer environment to be in compared to before where there was just rubbish everywhere. And I think for me, one thing I'm really proud of is the fact we are mortgage free. That has been my goal for years. I remember in my 20s, that's all I kept saying to John is I want to be mortgage free by the time I'm 30, which I know seems a bit odd because I guess most people we know have mortgages, not that there's anything wrong with that. But for me, it was always a big stress. I think when we got our first mortgage at 26, when we bought our first house, and we had to get life insurance with our policy, and I got denied it because of my medical records. And for me, it was like a panic of, because I have a condition called endometriosis, if it got worse and I couldn't work, how would I pay the mortgage? So that was like a really big drive for me to do whatever we could to make sure that we were financially stable and we just owned everything. So if we did get ill, that we wouldn't lose everything.
We'd always have somewhere to live.
Yeah, that's always been like a fear of mine. So yeah, I'm really proud that we are mortgage free and we've been able to do this without any debt or loans, because that's one thing people have said to us that, well, why don't we just speed up the process and get a loan? And that's just something, again, that we've never wanted to do. So it is amazing that we've been able to do this ourselves. Even though it's been slow, we're really, really proud.
I think on like a personal level for the two of us as well, like so this year we've been self-employed for 8 years. So that's 8 years where we've had to kind of make our own businesses, go out and find work. So then it's like when we spend our money to do a project like this, like it kind of means a lot more to us because we've literally have to earn every single thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big one for us.
Yeah.
So our next question that we get quite a lot, and yeah, we like this question. So people are always asking us what YouTube channels that we watch.
We watch so many different channels, I think because we're into so many different things. I watch the most is someone called Cutie Pie, and she is an Irish whistle tutorial teacher. That was like one of my new hobbies last year. So if you hear like really awful music coming from our land, it's normally me trying to learn to play the Irish whistle. And then I also mainly watch loads of canning and food preserving videos. Even though that's something we don't have the room for yet, that is like a big dream and goal of mine to be able to do. I think you wrote down a list, because I can't remember off my head. We watch so many amazing channels. Obviously we've got our friends that we know through YouTube, Frankie Offgrid, the Little Holding, from city to small holding, like whatever.
Like a lot of people that are in a similar situation to us. So we've obviously we've made friends with these people because we're kind of all in the same, same situation where we're all sort of roughing it. We're all kind of
building a dream, I guess.
Deep, in like a restoration project. So we've got common ground there. Obviously we're all doing YouTube and navigating the comment section together.
But then these are channels that obviously people we don't know, but we just love their content.
We're just watching their content. So these are the ones that Em wrote down, because it's quite hard to remember. So you've got Acre Homestead.
Acre Homestead is a lady called Becky, and she's just like a homemaker, and her content is so calming. She just makes amazing food, dinner parties,
and growing videos.
Oh yeah, growing
like
videos. She's like my favourite watch. I put it on and I can just relax.
You've got Bloom and Grey Flower Farm.
Oh yeah, Bloom and Grey Flower Farm is I think she's from Essex, and she's just a florist, and I love watching her videos because I would love in the future to have a farm stand and do my own bouquets, so I love watching her videos.
What else have you got on yours? Make It Make.
Make It Make. Oh, she's another canner. She does loads of food preserving. She's really good.
Casually say that, a canner.
A canner.
The From Scratch Farmhouse, I don't know who they are.
Oh yeah, it's just like another homemaker. All of my channels I watch are kind of like a similar theme. They're all in America. They all do food preserving, growing.
Sarah Glover.
Sarah Glover, she's amazing. She's like an outdoor cook, and she cooks everything on the fire. She's from Australia.
Yeah, from Tasmania.
But she's just moved to Ballerina Farms in Texas to be their chef, and that's another YouTube I like watching as well.
I like that as well. It's like cooking on the fire. She's got like the coolest old Defender like camper with like a cooking setup at the back.
Yeah, she's literally my style icon as
Who
well.
else have you got?
She's so cool. I think that's it for my
that's yours.
favourite channels.
For the channels that I watch, they're quite random. So I'm interested in obviously building content, like carpentry and things like that. But then stuff for like camping, bushcraft, fishing. So one of the big ones is YBS Youngbloods. So Brody Moss. There's a guy in the UK called Just Alex. He makes really interesting videos. Like we found him like looking at beekeeping and things, but he's done like really cool series where, yeah, even though he's like a massive YouTuber, he decided to become like an Amazon delivery driver for like 6 months. He just disappeared off the internet and then came out with a series on that. But everything he does is really interesting. So if you haven't heard of him, check him out. Ben Gravy. So Ben Gravy is a novelty surfer. I think that's what he describes himself. He's in New Jersey in America, and it's like just riding funny random waves everywhere.
He's so feel good, and he has the cutest dog called Denny that we love as well.
Yeah, there's one called Life on the Moose, which I don't think is a massive channel, but he's got basically like a ranch somewhere in the desert, somewhere in America, and it's kind of building content. Yeah, just kind of like beautiful scenarios and stuff where they build. Who else have we got here? Simple Life Alaska, that's a massive channel that we watch.
Yeah,
and that's kind of this couple living out in Alaska, growing their own stuff. They go on like fishing trips, and yeah, I guess it's just like lifestyle goals.
Yeah, yeah. It's like our story, but like so much bigger because where they live is just incredible.
Yeah. There's Simon, a bloke in the woods, kind of a really good bushcraft channel. So like sort of canoeing, camping, bushcraft, cooking and stuff like that. Who else have we got here? The Outdoor Boys. I think everybody knows who the Outdoor Boys are.
Yeah, I love their content. We've actually introduced our nephews to the Outdoor Boys as well.
Yeah, try and get them hooked on going outside, get them away from football.
And who's the guy that we like? All right, top.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, East Anglian Bushcraft. That's another
couldn't
one.
say the full sentence because I'd have
If you
to
know,
bleep
you
it
know,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But his
Bo
stuff's
Miles
really
is a
good.
big one from Australia. He's got some really cool projects. And then a local one for us is Gwen and Griffith. So they are fairly local to us. They are a beekeeping farm, I guess. They're like honey producers. But yeah, they do YouTube, and Griff is very entertaining, and I've learned so much about beekeeping from them.
Yeah, their channel is so good, and he puts so much effort into his YouTube channel and deserves so many more subscribers. So if you want to check out one channel today, we recommend his because it is really, really good.
Yeah, it's called Gwen in Griffith, and even if you're not necessarily into beekeeping, like it is fascinating.
Yeah, we love it.
And that's it.
Good. Yeah, I'll make sure to put all of our favourite channels in the description so you can check them all out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more, so we'll have a think.
Yeah, but if you've got any of your favourite channels you want to share with us, just pop them in the comments because we love finding new people to watch.
Yeah, maybe comment some for Em and then some for me.
Yeah, we've got very different niches.
Yeah, so our home screen on YouTube is a bit confusing.
Yeah, he's ruined my YouTube suggestions.
Yeah. So the next question is, are there any misconceptions to you guys or like your project? And I think one of the misconceptions that we get show up fairly often in the comments is people thinking that we're 20-something, like living off mummy and daddy, and that we've got very affluent parents that are sort of paying for this as like a lifestyle choice. Obviously, we already said like we work self-employed, so obviously we fund this ourselves. So that sometimes is quite annoying, like especially on the days where you wake up and it's bad weather and you've got to crack on. Obviously we're putting in the hours. We don't need to prove it to anyone, but it's weird that even though people watch us, and I think we put across that like this is our personality, is, you know, we try and be as honest as we can. like it's weird that some people still don't believe it. And like Em told me the other day that somebody commented something about they thought like we didn't live in the caravan, and that this was like a set.
Yeah, people said that because I wear like clothes like this and white dungarees, that there's no way, obviously we live in a field.
Yeah, but that's just bizarre. Like, yeah, the effort you'd have to go through to like fake all of this stuff would be ridiculous. So,
and what's funny is when we tell people our actual age, they say that we're lying. So we are 36. We're closer to 40 than we are 20.
yeah.
So there's nothing wrong if you've got wealthy parents that support you. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just so funny when it's so far from our reality.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, like obviously if people assume that we're younger than we are, so say they thought we were in our 20s, they'd be like, well, how have you afforded a house? How have you afforded to sell the house to start this? Whereas obviously, like we've both worked since our teenage years. Like we've done paper rounds, leaflet delivery, supermarkets, bike mechanics.
I worked in Subway.
We both worked in retail.
Yeah, at the checkout in Morrison's.
Yeah, like we've done all of the jobs you can think of.
Yeah,
obviously
every job.
now we're at a point where we have our own business, which is like stuff that we're passionate about, like photography, creating this content for you guys. Yeah, so there's no reason why we can't have money to pursue the project.
Yeah, I think people forget. They see where we are now and they kind of just go, oh, they're so lucky. Look, they've been handed that. That's what people say to us all the time. You're so lucky. But we have worked and sacrificed a lot over these 3 years. And I think if we did have a lot of money, there's no way we would choose to live in our 25-year-old caravan with an outdoor shower and a camping toilet.
Yeah.
But that is the most common misconception, I think.
Yeah. So we asked on Instagram the other day if anyone had any questions for this video. And somebody said, do you have any tips for living in the caravan? I guess because we've lived in there so long. And I think obviously for a lot of people, even if you're looking to do like a new build, like a restoration of a house, anything, obviously like a caravan like ours or a static, it's kind of like a rite of passage. So I think a lot of people are interested in whether they can live in the caravan.
Yeah, I think my biggest regret was getting one so small. I think if you were going to do it, I would go for a static. I think for a short amount of time, maybe a Tourer is fine, but we're 3 years in.
Yeah,
Tourer, we are over it.
The space is limited.
And we went to visit Gav and Nicole from Cities of Small Holding, and they are in a static at the moment, and it just looked so much easier to live in.
Yeah, the fact you could just walk around.
Yeah, and they've got a fully plumbed in toilet, which we don't have.
Yeah.
They have a sink, they have running water. So one thing that actually, if you were in a small space, like for us, we didn't have a sink in the Tourer, I invested in a tabletop dishwasher because I was doing all the washing up in an outdoor shower. And the tabletop dishwasher has just been amazing. We've had it, 2 years now, use it every single day, and you just manually fill it up with like a big bottle of water, and then we've got it plumbed outside into a bucket that we just put down our drain.
Yeah, so it doesn't need to have like an actual mains water supply. You just need to be able to fill it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, so even if you're in a van, amazing. It's been great for us.
Yeah, and it's like a time saver. So if we're getting up in the morning having breakfast, like when we go off to walk Maggie, go to the beach, like all of our stuff is done, like the admin is done. Yeah,
and it has like a sterilised function on it. So for doing Maggie's food and water bowl in the caravan, it's so good.
Yeah, we haven't died yet.
Yeah, and it means I don't have to shower. I don't have to wash up in the shower anymore.
Yeah.
But any tips for you?
I think obviously for us, like our climate here, I guess probably the same for a lot of people. In the winter, like you get a lot of humidity in the caravan. So I think the way that you heat the caravan is quite important. So I think Gav and Nicole said that they had like a log burner, which is, I guess, a really good source of heat and quite a dry heat. We definitely couldn't have fitted that in our tiny caravan.
No.
So we opted for a 2 kilowatt diesel heater, which we ran on heating oil. So that was the cheapest thing that we could find as far as the fuel. And what we did with it wasn't the most efficient for heat. But basically I built like a little metal enclosure for it outside of the caravan, and I plumbed it, just sending the hot air in, so all of the combustion was outside. And it was you taking fresh air from outside and effectively pumping it into the caravan. So then you were constantly bringing fresh air into the caravan, which, if I'm right, creates like positive pressure in the caravan and warm air. So then it basically pushes air out of the caravan. So all the stale, moist air gets pushed out of the caravan. And we noticed, because the diesel heater broke down at some point, and when we weren't using the diesel heater, we noticed like mold and stuff forming in the caravan.
Yeah.
So I think that really like improved the air quality in the caravan. Only negative to it is, especially when it was really cold, we had that thing cranked like all the time.
Yeah.
we were getting like nosebleeds.
Yeah, because the air was so dry.
It was so dry that
Yeah.
literally we're waking up with nosebleeds. But yeah, obviously don't do it to that extent. But I'd say even if you've got like a camper or something you go away with, like a diesel heater is amazing.
Yeah,
and
just make sure you have a carbon monoxide alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we bought not the cheapest one. I can't remember the name of the brand, Lavender Pro. So it's 2 kilowatt, and literally for our space, even when I think the coldest we've had is a -11, and we managed to keep the caravan, you know, above freezing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a good investment.
yeah, I think that's our main tips for the caravan.
Yeah, and also we had heated mattress toppers, which were really nice. So when you're getting into bed, it's like nice and toasty.
Oh, yeah.
And Maggie loved it. She
Yeah.
loved curling up on it.
Yeah, we're actually thinking about getting some of those heated mattress toppers for the glamping tent.
Yeah. we
Somebody
thought it
asked
was
the other day, are we going to have any heating in our glamping tent? And I think obviously people go camping to go camping, I guess. Like we're only going to have the glamping tent in the summer months.
nice. Yeah, we want it to be seasonal.
But I think having the heated mattress protector, we can run them off a solar generator. They don't really use much power at all. That's going to be really nice in the glamping tent.
Yeah, it would just be a nice little luxury. Another question we had related to the caravan is someone asked, would we do anything differently? And I think for me, I thought it'd be quite nice if we would have done a deck outside or somewhere just to put our boots and jackets when it's wet.
Yeah, because I think obviously the land's better now because it's the summertime, but in the winter we're tracking a lot of mud directly off the field, off the dirty gravel straight in the caravan. And obviously Maggie as well. Maggie does not care.
Yeah,
So she'll just run straight past you, even though you're there with a towel. She'll be straight on the bed.
we have never washed our bedding so much. The
Yeah.
amount of footprints, even
Yeah.
though they're cute footprints,
Yeah.
it was a lot.
'Cause obviously when we renovated the caravan, everyone questioned our theme of white on white on white.
And you were right, it
'Cause
was
it
the
looked
worst
beautiful.
mistake.
But yeah, obviously, I think one of the things you've got to get over with living in the field in the caravan is obviously it can't be beautiful
No,
forever.
especially with a pointer.
Yeah.
But then that made us realise, being in the caravan for that long, we were like, a deck would be really nice. So then when we were doing the cabin build, we thought
It's kind of the same issue. Like obviously,
Yeah.
if we've got people and they're going to walk straight off kind of the gravel hard standing or even off the grass and go straight in the cabin's going to get filthy. So we thought having a deck, some steps and stuff going up onto a deck, kind of breaks up the journey. Have somewhere to wipe your feet off before you go in is going to improve the living conditions in the cabin.
Yeah, and that's one thing we actually want your input on now.
Once we've completed the inside of the cabin, our next project will be working on the deck, which we'll be building on the outside of the cabin here, which we're really excited about. So we've got 2 decking options in mind. So the first option is just a straight deck across the front of the cabin here. And I'm going to put a couple of mock-ups of that up on the screen now. Or option 2, where the deck wraps around the cabin underneath our picture frame window, which really opens up the space. Let us know in the comments what option you prefer, or if you've got any other suggestions. Special thank you to Fiverr, who we've worked with to make these mock-ups, and they're kindly the sponsor of today's video. If you're new to Fiverr, it's a fantastic online platform that links you with skilled freelancers across the globe. Whether you need a web designer, video editor, architect, marketing expert, or more, they have something for everyone. We've worked with Fiverr for every element of our cabin design so far. As much as we tried to do everything ourselves with this project, we aren't designers. Fiverr has been amazing at helping us connect with the right freelancers to really bring our ideas on this cabin to life. We work with Chaturi, who put together these decking mock-ups for us to help us visualize and see what size decking would complement our cabin build the best. What's great about Fiverr is the wide range of talented professionals and how simple it is to browse their portfolios, read customer reviews and view past work completed through the platform. This gave us a clear sense of the quality each freelancer could offer, making it much easier to find the right architect and designer for our projects. So if you want to see what projects Fiverr can help you with this year, head to fiverr.co/campoutwest and get 10% off your first order with our code CAMPJULY. Thanks again to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. We got asked, do we ever miss our house?
And that was actually one big concern of mine when we sold the house. I was really worried we were going to regret it. And thankfully, I don't know if I can speak for you as well, but
I don't care.
Yeah, we haven't regretted it at all. Like, I miss a bath, like an indoor bath. That was like my favourite thing. But that's the only thing I miss from the house.
Yeah, and we had like really nice neighbours.
Yeah, we had really nice neighbours. Howard, if you're watching, we miss you.
Yeah.
Kev, if you're watching, we miss you.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not that far away. Like, we have bumped into our old neighbours,
Yeah.
so it's good. I guess, yeah, the other thing with the house, like part of our routine was obviously, again, self-employed. So we'd get up, sort Maggie out, go walk her, come back, give Maggie a wipe down, and then turn the heating on and just crack on with your day, and you don't have to really think too much about anything else. Whereas obviously here, like simple tasks are obviously a little bit more effort.
Yeah, everything here is really weather dependent as well.
Yeah.
And it also like sets your mood for the day. Where if you're in a house, you don't care if it's raining, if it's cold, because you're inside.
You stick on all the lights,
You're
stick on the
comfortable.
heating.
Yeah. Whereas on the land, it is really different. Like in the winter, if you want a shower, you don't know if the shower's going to be warm or it's going to be ice cold.
Yeah, will it blow out the pilot light and stuff?
And then we might have had like 4 days where the water was frozen and you couldn't shower. And I really underestimated how that would affect our motivation, because when you're not clean, you don't want to work and you also don't want to socialise and see anybody.
No.
So yeah, maybe that's what I miss from the house, is just like access to like a warm, hot shower.
Yeah,
and
it's
bath and
like
everything
life's
on.
obviously a lot easier if you live in a house, and just a bit more secure. Like obviously us with our equipment, like obviously we're wedding photographers, so we've got like these fancy cameras and laptops. Like we never questioned just leaving them in the house.
No.
Because obviously your house is all insured and things. Whereas we literally take all of our stuff with us everywhere. So if we, if we go off for the day, like we have got dry bags with hard drives and laptops in.
Yeah.
Which is quite the inconvenience, but that's only for now. Like obviously we're going to have a really nice house here in the future.
Where we could happily leave everything.
Yeah.
And also, we don't actually leave Maggie. When we lived in our house, Maggie would settle, whereas in the caravan, I think I have a fear of someone taking her, because the caravan really isn't secure.
No.
So we just don't like leaving her, which isn't good, because I think she relies on us a bit too much. She doesn't get any alone time. But I just wouldn't want to risk anything happening.
No. And then another question, somebody asked, do we ever get scared on the land? I think they were kind of talking more towards being like, are we scared in the caravan? I don't think the land scares us.
No, I think the first time I slept on the land by myself without John, Maggie has a habit, because you can hear everything in the cabin, Maggie has a habit of growling at sounds. So maybe it was like 3 a.m. and then I woke up to Maggie just growling and I'm like, is someone out there? Obviously there wasn't, but I guess it's just getting used to sleeping somewhere where there is like nature and animals.
Yeah, like I've grown up in like the countryside, so I'm not used to like the countryside sounds, but obviously like when you live in a house, you're actually very insulated from sound.
Yeah.
You're like double glazing, your walls are this thick. Whereas in the caravan, the wall is literally that thick. So if there's anything happening outside, you've got your owls, you've got foxes that literally sound like they're murdering people outside. That always freaks them out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But yeah, you just get used to it. And then even the weather, like when it's windy, when it's like driving rain, like it's not scary, but I think...
Actually, the storm I found really scary, because our trees that everyone keeps telling us to cut down, in the wind, they sound quite terrifying because you're worried they're going to fall on you.
Yeah.
But we don't get scared on the land. I think we're used to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. So one question we got asked was, is there anything surprised us? And I think one thing that took me by surprise is we don't really invite friends and family here. And I think that's mainly because we've been quite embarrassed of the land, which seems a bit strange to say, because I know we film everything. And even though we have done so much work on the land, I think for us, like we're used to showering outside, using a camping toilet, but we always feel a bit funny about expecting our friends and family to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously like we've been here for a while, like we're well versed in roughing it. But I think when people come here, like I think a lot of people are still shocked and they're like, you don't have an actual functioning toilet.
Yeah.
So we don't like to have that many people come.
No.
It's similarly like a lot of people offer us help.
Which we are really grateful for.
Yeah, but we generally say no to help. Like we just get on with it ourselves.
We're not very good at taking help, but we don't want people to feel like we're taking advantage of them. And then when they come, I panic. I'm like, well, what if it's raining? Where can they go? Because we haven't, since we built the cabin, before that we didn't have anywhere dry for people to go.
Yeah.
And then if they need the toilet, not everyone wants to use a camping toilet. So that was always like a internal fear of someone wants to come and I'm like, oh no, but I don't think they can because we don't have this, this and this. Yeah. Whereas now the land is a lot better. Like we are a bit more relaxed about having people here, and the embarrassment is slowly lifting.
Yeah, it's weird that we like are embarrassed in a way, and like even if we get like guys turn up that do the post, we sort of like,
you have to explain to them quickly, oh by the way,
like you kind of quickly explain what you're doing, because even though this isn't our mess as such that we're tidying up, like you obviously feel sort of judged for it.
Yeah, or you feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've still got a bit on the road to do. There's one caravan left. And I always die a little bit inside when people would connect it to us, because I don't want them to think that we've done it.
Like we've left stuff to go like that, but obviously we bought someone else's trash essentially.
Yeah. I guess it's because we care about the land.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one thing that took me by surprise, because as much as we share it to the world, and we know that all of our friends and family have seen every bit of it, like for them to actually come here, that just makes us feel a bit anxious. So hopefully when we've got plumbed in toilets, that
Everybody
will go.
can come.
Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Everybody can come.
We get a lot of the same questions, kind of like, where did you buy the land? How did you find it? How much you pay, etc. We don't want to repeat all those answers. Obviously, we talked about that in length before. So Em will put a link to our earlier Q&As if you want to look at that sort of information.
Yeah. Also, we get a lot of people asking how much the cabin build has cost. So I think we're going to do a completely separate video on a whole cost breakdown of everything we've done so far. We like to be as transparent as we can. And also, I think people will be surprised. We want it to feel like it's realistic for people, that they can work and save up to do this without any debt. So I think that'll be a really interesting video.
We get asked about the comment section a lot, so that's something big on YouTube. People are always like, how do you deal with the comment section? And I'd say literally 99% of our comment section is amazing. So all the people that take the time to comment to us, you tell us to keep going, like we're doing well, offer us advice, like can't thank you enough. There's only like, I'd say that 1% that obviously have got something wrong with them, that like to abuse people in the internet.
I always actually do make a point of replying to people, because a lot of the time it is people just having assumptions and getting really angry about something that is factually incorrect. And a lot of the time when I write to them, they do write back and apologise, which I find quite funny.
Yeah, Em's had people literally being like, oh, geez, I was just having a bad day.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting. Like, obviously we forget, like we use YouTube probably similar to a lot of people watching, like it's a form of like relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, Em will want to watch some basket weaving videos to relax, whereas some people will go to the comment section and bash a person for their stress relief. Like obviously that's not ideal, but you've got to understand like people use it for different reasons.
Yeah, but we've actually learned so much from the comment section, and it's also really nice when we're out and about and we meet people that we've made friends within our comment section and get to put face to the name, so that's really nice.
Yeah, so it's not all bad. Another question is, what's the biggest thing you've learned? So I think in general the things that we've learned is everything costs double what you think it costs, and it'll take 5 times as long.
Yeah.
And you've always got it better than someone else.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we always try and put into perspective, because we've put ourselves in this situation. Even though the caravan's hard, showering outside isn't great.
Yeah, we decided to do it.
Yeah, we try not to complain, and we've always got the mantra of it's not forever. And I think that's something that's really got us through, because the winters are really hard and I'm like, well, it's not forever, we're going to be out of it soon. Like our living conditions are going to get better soon. This isn't our reality for...
Yeah, forever. Like, yeah, obviously we're fortunate in that sense. Like obviously some people live in poor conditions and they can't help it. Like obviously we know full well
this was our choice.
Yeah, it was our choice to sell everything to do this.
So we do try our best not to complain. Like some days it is hard.
Yeah.
And we always try and keep our YouTube as positive, and we try and be realistic with it, because it is not easy.
No.
Like if you were to speak to us in the depths of winter in the caravan, like there was days where you don't want to get out of bed because you're absolutely freezing and it's just really grey, wet and dreary.
Yeah.
But we chose to do this, so a lot of the time we don't really feel like we have the right to complain, and it's not forever. It's not forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We say that, we might be here in 3 years' time.
We won't. We're back in that warm house.
We would have bought our house back.
No.
Can you imagine?
Oh, that's another question.
Yeah.
Someone was saying, what was the question? Sorry.
That's fine.
No, that just kind of went into that. What is the question?
Back in the house?
No.
Big bird.
Yes. Do you ever consider quitting and going back to normal life? Which kind of goes with that.
Yeah.
Like similar to Em saying, like this isn't forever. Like obviously for us, because we sold everything that we had from like living a normal life to come here, it's not even an option.
There's no plan B. Also, the house prices have gone up so much, we could never afford to buy a house.
Yeah, even
back,
if we were to sell everything here, we'd never even get our old house.
And also, the mortgage payments on our old house, we wouldn't be able to afford it.
Yeah, and
I think it's tripled since then.
And we probably would even get a mortgage.
Yeah.
So that's the perks of being self-employed.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a mortgage.
But yeah, so the question is, have you ever thought of quitting? I'm sure there's times where we've both thought like, what are we doing? But I don't think we've ever actually been like, this is too much.
I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. I think now we've got this land, we say to Maggie every day pretty much, we bought this for you. Like Maggie going from our old house with a tiny garden to having 3 acres,
Yeah.
like she's living a dream dog life.
Yeah. So if you're not very, what's the word, like dedicated to something, just put yourself in like a financial position where you're like crippled financially so you can never go back, and then
There's
you
no
can
other
only go
option.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we are really lucky though that we're really happy with our choice
Most days.
most days.
Yeah, we're not quitting.
No.
What's that? You should put that
We're not quitters.
Jordan Belfort thing where he was like, I'm not leaving.
Okay, is that it? Is that
Yeah.
it for the Q&A?
Yeah.
I guess
You should literally put that in.
the last question, what's that on the roof?
Spray foam.
Oh. So we wanted to end on a positive and share all our upcoming plans.
So obviously we're going to finish the cabin, that's our first job. So we're putting the floor down this week, which is really exciting because once the floor is in, our kitchen is about to arrive. So kitchen in, bed, and then obviously we've showed you the options for the decking. So I think the decking is going to really finish off the cabin. Once the cabin's done, we want to get our shipping containers. So we've got 4 shipping containers up at the front that we want moving. One of them's going to move just beside of me here, and this is going to become our shower block and our laundry sort of facilities for our glamping site.
Yeah, that will be really good because then we're ready to open up to guests, which has been the whole point of this.
And then the company that we've found that are happy to move them, they're quite confident that they can drive their lorry or their trailer onto the field at the back here. So we're hoping then to move the rest of the containers to another area of the land, which we haven't really shown too much of. We've got some groundworks to do there, sort of leveling, but we want to basically have the other 3 or 4 containers over there. One is going to be like a workshop we want to work on. The other one, Em wants to have a gym.
And then for the other 2, we're not quite sure.
Yeah.
I think they'll just be storage for now, but it will be really nice to move the 4 containers out of the way. And then, as you know, we're allowed to have 3 cabins on the land, so we've got 2 more to build. And ideally, where the containers are, that's where the 3rd cabin's going to go. So we would like to move them and then pour the concrete slabs for cabin number 2 and number 3 at the same time. So that's going to be really exciting. I feel like we still have another 2 to 3 years of progress left to film on the land. I think the fact that we're going to have 3 cabins is so hard to get my head around. The fact that we've got 1 and we're going to have so many more.
Yeah, I mean, our hope is obviously, like the first cabin, we've obviously been learning completely from scratch. So the hope is, obviously don't quote me, is that obviously it won't take as long for the 2nd and then the 3rd cabin. So the 2nd cabin is going to be roughly the same size as the first cabin, but it's going to be of a slightly different construction method.
Yeah, we'll
which
keep
I think,
it a surprise.
Yeah, we won't explain what that is right now. Our sort of hope with learning all these different methods is when it comes to the 3rd cabin, so the 3rd cabin is going to be much larger, and that will be our forever home on the land.
Yeah.
So we're kind of learning our skills, trying what works, before we sort of commit our money and our time to a much bigger build, which will be our forever home.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. So we've got a lot more content and progress to come. So we hope you enjoy following us along. We can't believe it's been 3 years so far. So thank you so much for all the support and all the advice you've given us. We definitely wouldn't be here without all of your help.
Yeah, and if you've made it to the end of this video, because it's quite a long one, thank you very much. But yeah, we're just really grateful for all the support, grateful for all the questions, all the advice that everyone gives us, and thanks for sticking with us. And we'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.
If you want to see what projects Fiverr can help you with this year, head to fiverr.co/campoutwest and get 10% off your first order with our code CAMPJULY. Thanks again to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video.